Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my platform. Those of you that are returning and those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So I hope everybody has had a good day. Wherever you are in the world, you guys, God bless you. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for spending your time with God. And thank you for spending your time with the Holy Spirit. Okay, and the divine realm. All right, so we're going to just jump right into the prayer. We are calling upon, if you guys could like this video, share this video, tap the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed. All of that stuff really, really helps you guys, just to let you know. Okay, so we are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters, our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, the archangels, our ancestors, spirit guides, archangels, guardian angels, our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, the Most High, Jesus Christ, all of that. And we're asking that they put a protective shield around us. First of all, uncloaking us so that we can be seen by the people that need to see us. Please help us get this message to the people that need to hear it, God. And I just want to say, Divine Realm, God, thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for everything that you've done. And thank you for everything that you're going to do. We invite our higher selves forward into our consciousness and awareness now. And we just want to say thank you, Divine Realm. All glory, honor, worship, and praise goes to the divine for everything that I'm able to do. I wouldn't be able to do it without the Divine Realm being with me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you, we love you, we love you, and amen. All right. So by watching my readings, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled, please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my readings, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me, anyone in the chat, or anybody in the comments. Everybody's allowed to have their own perspective, but what's not allowed is religious condemning, religious bullying, or just any type of bullying and harassment or teasing, whatever. Okay. Now that that boundary has been placed, we are going to talk about these two books. Welcome everybody coming into the chat before we get into the reading. Okay. Now the links to these books are in the description box below. So the first book is called The Truth of God. It is an advanced intuitive living workbook written by Michael Steadman. Now I talk about this book because I'm trying to throw you guys a bone so that, first of all, I don't want anybody to think that I'm gatekeeping the knowledge. Everyone and everything's higher self is God. It says it right there on that page. I know it's backwards. It is what it is with the phone. But yeah, so when people ask me, oh, how are you doing what you're doing? I'm using the techniques in this book and I'm using my natural abilities together. So like I use the abilities that I was born with the techniques in this book. And it seems to be working very well for me, okay? Is life 100% all the time perfect? No, I mean, there's still things that I have to go through, but I'm learning. And the more that I use the God technique, the more that I unite with my higher self, the more of those positive attributes I'm able to take on. Okay, so the first technique in this book that I want you guys to know about is the God technique. And it is so powerful. Like I will tell you, growing up, I grew up in religion, and with religion, you only have like one way of looking at things. And well, you have two ways, I guess. One would be like, one would be like, it's either the devil or it's Jesus, like that type of perspective. And you could call that duality, but I think that there's so much stuff that's in the gray that's not the devil and that's not Jesus, that's just being lumped in together. So for me growing up with my abilities, it was very difficult for me because I was consistently afraid of everything I would see, hear, and experience. No, I was afraid my entire life. Even going through religion, I did not foster a real connection with God and my higher self, because nobody ever told me that I had a higher self, first of all. But at any rate, okay, I did pray, but it didn't do anything when I was younger. I prayed the Our Father and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to discredit religion. I'm just telling you my personal experiences. Okay. So yeah, so basically did not foster for me a relationship with God because I thought God was some man in a throne sitting in a cloud somewhere. And that's just the perspective that's like painted for us. Okay. Sorry, my hair is really bugging me right now because it's not all the way dry. So the God technique, learning the God technique. Oh my gosh, such a game changer for me. Think about it this way. I was being trapped in my ego, which is like one perspective of viewing things. And then I was having all these psychic spiritual experiences happening, and extraterrestrial ones as well, that I could not explain. I could not put words to because, again, like I only had the vocabulary of devil or Jesus, like every or angels. But I knew that some of these things that were coming to me that were saying they were angels, I knew there was no way in fucking hell that they were angels, unless they're like the most evilest, scariest angels ever. But again, so the God technique gives you the ability to rise out of your ego, and it's a shift in consciousness to the consciousness of your higher self, which is God. When I first started doing the God technique, it felt like like an elevator ride, right, to get to God's consciousness. Now, the more that I do it, the less of that elevator ride there is, but obviously there still is a gap in between my ego and God's consciousness. But with the God technique, I'm able to rise above whatever's going on so I can see it from a bigger picture, get the bigger lesson from it. Not only it detaches, it's like God is all that is positive, okay? Compassion, love, joy, and peace. And so if you have any issue going on, if you bring that into the God consciousness, it ceases to exist. That's just the way that it is. So that's one way you can rise above things. So yeah, if you have shit going on, this is the book you want to get. Okay. The God technique is how I was rising above. Well, it's how I still rise above things, especially demons and other stuff like that. And then the second technique is the joy versus anger technique, which works on clairsentience. That's the gift that everybody has. I truly do believe this. It's called a gut feeling. People don't listen to it, but everybody does have the ability to have that extra. It's like an extra sense. And it's, if you're about to go somewhere and your stomach starts to tie up in knots, that is a straight up sign, like maybe you shouldn't go there and rethink things. With the joy versus anger technique, see, no one had ever told me in my life, oh, I should ask the divine, should I go here? Should I go there? Should I eat this? Should I be with this person? I never thought of that. Like, I never ever thought of that. So I was just living my life, making random choices and seeing how that worked out. And I will tell you, I went through a lot of stuff, I mean, hindsight being what it is, after gaining the truth of God from the knowledge from this book, hindsight being what it is, I could have avoided a lot of things, but I'm still grateful for the stuff that I went through because it made me who I am today. And so I feel like this information came into my life at a certain time for a reason. So the joy versus anger gives you the ability to ask yes and no questions with your higher self. So you can get an immediate answer back. So you're not having to say a prayer, wait for a sign, try to read nature. I mean, I still suggest that you read nature, look for signs and all of that. Okay. I'm not saying to not do any of that, but the joy versus anger just surpasses like the system that I was raised on, is what I should say. And then when I run into problems is if I forget to ask a question about going somewhere, or or I ask the wrong question, sometimes I'll run into something I don't like. I don't want to say it's a problem. It'll just be something that I'm uncomfortable with. Okay, and then the 1 to 10 ratio. So when you see me asking yes and no questions, I'm using the technique out of this book. When you see me doing the 1 to 10 ratio, I'm looking at it, 1 being the lowest compatible, 10 being the highest, and then whatever number it falls at, I'll ask more questions, or my gifts will fill in whatever it is to allow me to see what's keeping the compatibility at a certain number. And then the mind technique gives you the ability to clear the mental and emotional baggage that you're dragging around with you so that you don't have to keep creating the same experiences. And this is how I fix my reality, is when, well, first of all, if something were to occur that would make me feel uncomfortable or bad, I do the God technique first. I rise above it. I change my frequency so that I can look at it through the lens of unconditional love, joy, compassion, and peace, which is much easier than looking at it from the perspective of my ego. Then I use the joy versus anger technique, and I go through and I use the mind technique, and I get rid of whatever thought or belief is creating, whatever situation is going on. And then literally once I clear that situation, like the universe around me changes. Okay. And that situation goes away. Now, on some issues that are like a big issue, I like to do what's called in this book, the preemptive strike, where I go through and I write down all my belief systems and all of the things that are my storylines attached to a certain subject. And then I go through and I clear that stuff. All right. And that's just a really good way to get out ahead of it. But again, sometimes life has surprises, and that's okay. Being able to deal with it then and there is a very good thing. Okay. All right. So please don't, just let you guys know, if you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, but please don't be mean, and please do not spam the chat. Okay. And if you're having, you guys, if you're being serious with, will I stop shitting? No, throughout your human life, you're going to take shits. Like, that's just life. But if you're having a problem with irritable bowel syndrome, please go to a doctor. Okay. I'm not a physician. All I can do is like show you guys what I'm picking up psychically. So check this book out, you guys. I'm throwing you a major bone here by not gatekeeping the knowledge, I could see how somebody could get a hold of this book and be like, oh, I'm so high and mighty, and not want to share it with people. But, again, I don't make any money from sharing this with you. I just want you guys to be able to do the same things that I do, as far as when it comes to connecting with God and rising above things. All right. So the link to that is in the description box below. Also, if any of you are interested in learning to read tarot cards for yourself or for others, I have written a book, but I didn't write it by myself. I wrote it with the Ars Goetia spirit, Vassago. Vassago is a very in high demand spirit to work with right now because he maps human consciousness. So I've got the link to this book and the link to this deck, the original Rider-Waite tarot deck. This has got the descriptions on the cards, so you don't have to flip through a separate book to get the interpretations. Okay, so if you learn these cards, you can go to any specialty deck like this Santa Muerte one. And when they give you the same card name, but give you a way abstract picture, you'll be able to know what the card actually means because you know what the original interpretation is. So yeah, if you're interested in learning to read cards for yourself and for others, this book is superior to all other tarot books. Okay, first of all, it starts off with an initiation with Vassago and a prayer that goes much longer than the one that I say at the beginning. Okay, where you pray for you and for the people that you read for. And then it starts off with a 14 zodiac tarot card spread, and you'll shuffle the deck, the full deck, for as long as you feel that you need to shuffle for. Then when you feel ready to pull the cards, there's a 14 zodiac tarot card spread where you pull 2 cards for each position. Okay. And then one of those cards is going to be your south node where your ego's at. The other card is going to be your north node where your destiny is at. And then it's going to give you information looking at the 2 cards on how to figure out how to step into your destiny. And the psychic tarot zodiac spell that goes along with that is to step into your destiny. Well, to connect with your destiny. I guess if you want to step into it, that would take more action, but at least connecting with it, I think, is a good start. So again, the spells in this book are tarot card spells. They help you integrate the energies of the major arcana. So you can split up the tarot deck into 2 sections. The minor arcana, which are the aces, the tens, the cups, the wands, the swords, and the pentacles, right? And so that includes all of the kings and queens. The major arcana cards are the big transitions. So as you go through the human experience, I'm going to explain how Vassago taught me about tarot and how it maps the human consciousness. While you're a human on this planet, you will go through, you'll either experience it being one of these cards throughout your life, or you'll experience somebody else that's in the energy of one of these cards. So that's how it maps human consciousness, because throughout your lifetime as a human, you will go through being in the position of every card that's in the deck. So yeah, we separate the minor arcana and the major arcana. The major arcana is what I've written Vassago tarot card spreads and spells on, and the major arcana cards are the bigger transitions, like the Hierophant, the High Priestess, the Strength, the World, the Temperance, the Last Judgment, the Death, the Devil, the Tower, the Emperor, and the Empress. Just let you guys know, the Emperor and the Empress are the highest male and female ranking cards in the entire deck. The Lovers. So you could also, like with this book, if you were to be struggling in one area, let's say you want love in your life, you could go straight to the Lovers tarot card spread and then do the tarot card spread, learn about your love situation, and then do the Lovers tarot card spell, which is to draw love into one's life. Again, these spells are not, they're designed for you and God and the Holy Spirit to work together. They are not designed, there's no chanting, there's no, I know what other spell work is like. Well, a little bit, because I've seen stuff on TV, but I've never really done other spell work. But the stuff that I create is basically, it can only be done on you, okay? Because I don't believe in fucking with people's free will. Justice. So I think I'm going to read from the Star. So I'll read a little bit so you get the gist of how this book works. But yeah, let's say you want more strength in your life. You could go straight to the Strength tarot card spread. Let's say you need to bring about an ending in a job or a relationship or something. You could go to the Death tarot card spread. So yeah, and let's say you need good fortune or you want to attract good fortune and your destiny, you could go to the Wheel of Fortune tarot card spread. All right, so I'm going to go to the Star. Sorry, I have to cover up her boobies, but YouTube has its policies. Okay, so this is what the Star card looks like. So for everything you see on this card, there's going to be a position for in the Star tarot card spread. Okay, so the Star tarot card is the number 17. The answer is yes. The zodiac is Aquarius. The Aquarius is also the water bearer. You see how she's pouring 2 streams of water, which represents spirit, God, and consciousness. Okay, so this is the card of inspiration, insight, intuition, and hope. Any dreams for the future will come true. The gift of prophecy, contact with someone who will dramatically change your life, predicts a strong love between 2 people, entering a period of serenity, joy, and satisfaction, a calm period of contemplation or meditation, deja vu. Good dreams, psychic downloads from the universe, all emotional needs are met. Use your spiritual gifts and share your good fortune. So you'll shuffle the entire deck when you're going to do this tarot card spread, and then you're going to pull 1 card for each position. I'm going to read, because I've read position 1 and 2 to you before. Let's see. I'm going to read position 5, which is the Aquarius Ascendant. The card that you pull for this position will reveal to you your Aquarius Ascendant personality traits. If your outward demeanor is friendly, free, and inhibited, that may come through the card that is pulled for this position. How intelligent, well thought, and aware you are of yourself may also come through the card that is pulled for this position. If you have a carefree mentality, that will benefit you and will be revealed in the card for this position. If you pull the Star Tarot card for this position, you will know that your star essence is ascending. If you pull the High Priestess Tarot card for this position, you will know that you are being initiated into greater workings and higher knowledge. The universe has chosen you to become a messenger. If you pull the Lover's Tarot card for this position, it will reveal to you that you have a soulmate or twin flame contract for this lifetime that is a part of your ascension journey. No matter what card is pulled for this position, they all mean the same thing, that your purpose is to inspire others to be more kind, more conscious, more patient, and more peaceful. Be the person that you want to meet in another. The Aquarius Ascendant is your guide. I'll read one more position, which is the Midheaven 10th house. This card position shows your work ethic, public status, and personal achievements in the current moment. What life goals, career goals, and greatest plans that you have for your life may become clear for you in the card that you pull for this position. The midheaven 10th house relates to your career and understanding the essence of your character. Who you actually are when push comes to shove. Are you more bark than bite? The level of success and fulfillment you may achieve relates to the zodiac sign represented in your 10th house. The card that you pull for this position may show you your sense of purpose and contribution to your community regarding your career and life accomplishments. If you pull the Star Tarot card for this position, then you will know that you're using your star power for a humanitarian cause that will provide you more purpose to your life. If you pull the Strength Tarot card for this position, then you will know that you have a higher strength assisting you in this lifetime. If you pull the Death Tarot card for this position, it can reveal an immunity to death energy and death magic. You may also be suited to work in the field of death as being someone who works in hospice or a morgue. That could be like nursing as well, I guess. But I always think of like hospice as like possibly being a nurse, or I don't know what other jobs in hospice there are, but that's helping somebody pass away in peace. Working with death may be compatible for you if you pull the Death Tarot card for this position. If you pull the Magician Tarot card for this position, you are well suited for a career in magic, healing, energy work, or shamanism. Okay, and then the Star, I'm going to read this prayer. I'm going to read this one part. Okay, I'll read position number 7 because I want to read the prayer that goes along with it. That's the 12th house. The 12th house is the house of hardships. This card can show you any unresolved karma that needs to be cleared before stepping into a star position. This card position can show you where generational healing is needed. You may see that you have more limitations than originally realized. Sadness, secrets, loss, grief, and disappointments that are being held onto may be revealed to you here. You may see events for others, and the card that is pulled for this position. If you have a divine prophecy over your life, you may pull the Star Tarot card for this position, and you will know that that is a confirmation. If you pull the Emperor Tarot card or the Empress Tarot card, then you will know that you have conquered karmic people, places, and things. Yay! If you are meant to be a natural born star and have the limelight in your future, you may receive an indication towards that in any of the cards pulled for this position. Be sure to use the yes and no answer guide of each tarot card that is pulled. If you are not meant to be a star or in the alignment, then you may pull the star card in the reverse to confirm that. Sometimes people are under the illusion that they are the cat's meow and the dog's bow wow, and they just aren't. The tarot card spread will bring clarity to you. This tarot card spread will bring clarity to you on the subject of stardom. If someone has been stealing your star traits or star powers, you can recite the following prayer to retrieve your stars. I pray to the Most High God to illuminate my personal star traits and powers. If anything has been siphoned or stolen from me, knowingly or unknowingly, I ask that the Holy Spirit and the Most High God help me to retrieve my stolen destiny and stolen shine. I call and summon back the stars that are mine. I pray to the Most High God for deliverance from the wicked and evil doers. Deliver me salvation from the witches and warlocks who seek to ruin and destroy my life and destiny. Please align me with my own birthright and divine life purpose. I pray that I step into my north node and into the hands of the heavens. Do not let my enemies have a victory over me. I pray to the Most High God, please don't let my enemies sacrifice me or make me a sacrifice for their gain. May every serpent that has eaten my virtues vomit my virtues in the name of the Most High God. I claim my destiny and fate. I call upon the archangels in heaven to help me ascend into the totality of my divine life purpose. Amen. And then the Star Tarot card spell for that is to manifest a wish. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go to the back of the book now. And in the back of the book, I have a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when you have more than one of the major arcana cards coming out next to each other. So I'm going to go to the Star and I'll read a little bit. Okay. The Star is a card of inspiration, divination, astrology, predictions, prophecy, destiny, dreams, and wishes come true. The Star can show you what traits and qualities that you naturally possess that enhance the quality of your life and the life of those around you. Psychic impressions and spiritual intuition, mental fitness and Powerful third eye awareness. The star has a spark of passion that cannot be put out. When you pull the star with any other card, it could point to the abilities that you have in relation to the cards that are pulled surrounding the star. If you pull the star and then the Fool card, it can indicate that you're not aware of your star power. If you pull the star in the reverse and then pull the Devil, it could indicate that you need to call back your power and rebuke the devil in your life. The star in the reverse indicates that a mental illness can affect you or the ones that you love. The star in the reverse indicates a loss of hope and a loss of psychic insight into problems. The star in the reverse is an imposter, a copycat, and a doppelganger. The star in the reverse has no natural talent or skill. They lack motivation, are insecure, and always doubt everything. When you pull the star in the reverse and then pull the Devil card, it could indicate that someone is getting their star power through the devil, and their fame will be fleeting along with their success. The star in the reverse is lazy, dull, and boring. They do not shine. So check this book out, you guys. Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. I've got the link to that. I've also got the link to the Truth of God in the description box below. And I have the original Rider-Waite deck, this exact deck that's got the words on the cards. I've got a link to that in the description box below as well. All right, you guys, you're an Aquarius. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, if any of you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading, and then I will answer your question, and I will set a 20-minute timer, okay? All right, so I'm going to give the cards a pretty good shuffle here. And we're going to just jump into the reading. So what I was getting, and again, I like cards because they have pictures on them, and tarot maps the human consciousness very well. That's how it's able to predict what's going to happen, and it's able to see the past, present, and future. All right. So I get that you guys need to stand your ground when it comes to an injustice and not allow somebody to just walk all over you or think that they can get away with whatever this is. Some of you guys could be dealing with something at the workplace. Some of you guys could be dealing with something in a hobby that you do or something that you do on the side. Or this could be a family matter. Again, when injustice is done, there's nothing wrong with asking for justice to be served. Especially if you're not personally trying to judge that person. It's not our job to judge anybody, not as people. We'll leave that up to the universe and to God, okay? Especially because first of all, anybody that says they're a Christian but goes around condemning others or judging others is full of fucking shit. Because they're going against exactly what the Bible tells them not to do. And Jesus didn't go around judging people. So I don't know why they think that that shit is acceptable, but it's not. It makes them lower than the lowest of the lows. I guess not the lowest of the lows, because I would consider some other people to be lowest of the lows, but it makes them extremely low. It says, Romans 2:1-3, you therefore have no excuse, you who pass judgment on someone else, for at whatever point you judge another, you are condemning yourself, because you who pass judgment do the same things. Judge, and then Matthew 7:1-5, judge not that you be not judged. All right, let's cut the deck and see what we got. So I get that you guys, could be going through a major ascension right now. You could be having an awakening happen to where you're realizing that you're more than just your body, that you're more than just what your name is, and that there's more to life than what you thought. 8 of Cups. Yeah, because you have somebody else in the position to where they've got to walk away, and they're very unhappy about that. I mean, when I say that this person was doing an injustice to you, they could have been trying to self-sabotage your career or your ability to move forward. They were definitely trying to steal from you, take your energy, take your money, take, a job from you. Bitch, please. At what point is a human going to be able to take a chosen light worker star seed's job from them? Like other people that they're not built the same. Like not everybody is built the same. Not everybody has the same mission. And I don't understand why some people don't understand that. Maybe they look at something and they go, oh, that's cool. I used to think that being being a musician. So this person could be a magician. But I used to think that being a musician would be cool. And then, you know, all the crap that goes along with it. Now I'm like, oh, no way. I'm so glad that I didn't go down that path. Besides the fact that I'm not very talented at that. But again, this person could be having to leave a relationship or a job, and they're trying to project the blame of this onto you. I don't think that you were in this person's mind making choices for them. Okay. I just don't think that that's possible, to be quite honest. This person needs to make a drastic change. And I feel like also they could have been stealing something. Ace of Cups. This person hates. And when I say hate, I mean, I wish there was a word stronger than hate that I knew about right off the top of my head. This person loathes. They loathe the fact that God loves you, that you have an overflowing cup of love from God and the Holy Spirit. I'm serious. They literally hate that shit, that you are loved by God. Because when you're loved by God, you don't need anybody else in the physical realm. And I know that sounds like, oh, but I need this, I need that. Trust me, God will make sure that everything is covered, that everything that you need is provided for and taken care of. Also, this person hates that you are beautiful. They hate that you're attractive. They hate that people like you. I mean, again, this person is filled with hate, obviously. It's probably stemming from some form of jealousy or envy or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, what would cause, can I just ask a question, Spirit? What in the hell would cause this type of hatred? I think it's somebody that wants to do your job or wants to do something that you do for a hobby and they're not good at it. They could never. This is somebody trying to compete where they don't compare, and like nobody told them that they're not your competition, and so they're being delusional. It's giving me the energy of like, this whole debacle, this whole situation with what Rihanna was going through, having somebody roll up to her house and pew pew at her. It's giving that type of erratic, psychotic energy. Okay. So this person's blaming you for something, that they can't do something. Because you're, first of all, I bet that what they want to do to you is something that goes against God's love. It goes against God loving you. This is why they have to walk away dissatisfied. 9 of Swords. Not only do they have to walk away, they're grieving in bed, can't get out of bed. This is like being in your fucking sick bed. This person is very upset. And like, that's what I'm saying, is that delusional people, they will get very upset and they will project onto others and blame others. Is it actually your fault? No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that somebody else is jealous of you, okay? This person doubts themselves. Their thinking is completely clouded. This person is not grounded in any type of way. They have relationship issues with everything. I mean, first of all, the most important relationship that we have is with our higher self, God. But this person doesn't acknowledge that they have any more to them other than this physicality. Because that's just what they believe. They're fine if they want to believe that. But, you know, it's hard for me to take anybody serious that doesn't even take themselves serious. This person is in deep regret over something that they tried to do to you, only because it backfired, not because what they tried to do to you was wrong. It's because they weren't able to get you to leave your job or give up on something. Why would you give up on yourself just because somebody is envious? Like, you know, I want you to be in the state of mind where you're like, I'm going to do what brings me happiness, regardless of how it makes people feel. And obviously, if it's in alignment, I look at things as it's either in alignment with higher self God or it's not. If it feels like love, joy, unconditional love, joy, compassion, and peace, then it's in alignment with higher self God. If it feels like something not of those, then it's just not. We don't have to call it demonic. All we have to say is that it's not in alignment with higher self. And your higher self, everybody's divine life purpose is to figure out that they're God. This is one of that our higher selves are God, you know, and tapping into that consciousness. That's what everybody's divine life purpose is. Now, everything else that you like to do on the side, that is also part of your purpose as well. but figuring out who you are spiritually is the most important thing. Because I'm just going to do it in this lifetime, because I don't even want to have another lifetime. I don't want to ever be a child again. But I'm just going to do it in this lifetime, because I know for a fact that in another lifetime I may not gain access to this type of knowledge. And so I'm going to go ahead and advance myself as far as I can go, connect with God, and do everything in my power to be in alignment so that I can have positive things happen in my life. And I treat other people how I would like to be treated. Am I perfect? No. Sometimes when people bully me, I go the fuck off on them, but I'm working on it. You know what I mean? At least I don't, see, this person, what their biggest problem is that they accept their bum ass behavior. They just accept it to be what it is. Like, I try to work on myself. You try to work on yourself. This is why you have an overflow. God's never going to take this love away from you, not because somebody else has a different opinion about you. It doesn't matter what these people think. Hangman. And if somebody was trying to sacrifice you, I think there was a reason why I was reading that, star prayer, calling our star power back. Because if somebody was trying to sacrifice you for any type of gain, and again, if you have a greedy, self-centered, manipulative, vindictive, narcissistic bitch of a family member, okay, they believe that that they should have the gifts that you have. I can promise you this. If God wanted this sister, brother, cousin, auntie, whatever, whoever this person is to you, parent, whatever, if God wanted them to have this spiritual ability that you possess, they would have it. But obviously there's something going on where they're with this person not being able to be trusted. This is why they don't have it. And we get our spiritual abilities from our ancestors, but it doesn't just have to be our mother or our father. We could get it from a great, 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 great grandma, aunt, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we get our gifts and abilities from God, but do our gifts and abilities, are they in every single family member? Well, it seems like they are in my birth family, but no, they're not. They're not. They're to certain degrees. It just depends on how somebody works with themselves. This person's in regret because their sacrifice of you, sacrificing you to the devil type shit, completely backfired, and it's not able to. And I warned these stupid fucking idiots. I literally have been warning these people for months and months and months now that we're shifting into the new age of Aquarius. It's no longer the age of Pisces, where you can sacrifice a child, sacrifice a neighbor, sacrifice a friend, sacrifice a family member, and get monetary success. Anybody attempting to do this in this day and age will be in the Nine of Swords grieving, and will be in the Eight of Cups having to walk away, dissatisfied. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the transition of times. And so whoever thought that you were the perfect sacrifice, this person is like kicking themselves in the ass right now. They're like, damn, that was so stupid. The funny thing is that this person's like, but it worked before. No, it didn't. This person's just delusional. It was never working correctly. Whatever they were trying to do to you was never working correctly. And this person feels like they need to make you feel like you're nothing so that they can take something from you. They're not getting their fucking hands on whatever this is. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that donation. Yes, praying that she would leave you guys alone. Exactly. Exactly. I feel like you guys are coming into a space of knowing who you truly are. And this is why when you know that God loves you and that God's got you, nobody can do anything about that. The Magician. See, these people thought that they were going to use magic to sacrifice you. That is crazy. I'm getting that you're the Magician. This is why you standing your ground is so important at this time. I'm also feeling the presence of this African god called Anansi. Okay. He's like a spider god, but he tells stories. So that may be significant to some of you. Some of you may have Anansi. Yeah, I'm seeing a spider inside my mind. Some of you may have him as a spirit guide. Interesting. What else do we need to know? Yeah, this hangman energy, ooh, this person is struggling. I don't think that they're going to be able to get out of bed anytime soon. Queen of Wands, whoever this witch bitch is, they feel sick to their stomach. They're like literally grieving. It's funny how now they're the sacrifice. Maybe this Queen of Wands called on Anansi and Anansi is extremely offended. Like, how dare you try to sick me on, you know, a family member of yours or even somebody that I look out for. Some of you guys may be story writers. You may end up writing books, and it could be through Anansi's influence to write your story down. I feel like that's a beautiful energy. And I'm not trying to classify this person as a witch, even though there's the cat and then the, you know, what looks like could be a broomstick. The Queen of Wands does represent a witch, though. You're dealing with somebody that is like, well, they just feel like because they were so close to you that they should be the one that's in the limelight. And I disagree. You could be standing your ground and putting your sword up against this person, just saying like, hey, I'm putting up a boundary. If you cross this boundary, that's on you. You're writing the books on your life. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that. Two of Swords. What I was just saying. Yeah, you're like, you're not getting through my boundary. The boundary is up. So this person is basically blocked and they're pissed. They may come at you all aggressively and try to yell at you over something minor. I would like literally just ignore them because they feel like you should have to defend yourself as to why they can't continue to benefit off of your suffering. First of all, I disagree with slavery. I think it's wrong. I disagree with using and abusing people. I think it's wrong. I also disagree with racism. If this person is as white as flour and they're judging you because of something else, you know, like discrimination, again, I don't respect that at all. I think that these people that think that they're better than everybody else because of their skin color is delusional. I believe that there's attractive, beautiful, intelligent, wonderful, great people of every type of skin color and culture. I really do believe that. And I don't believe that any culture, any skin color, anybody's better than other people. I just believe that some people make better choices, and it looks like you have made better choices. And so this person, they're like, I thought that I was the chosen. I thought I was better. This person doesn't even know what to do with their life. Like, chosen for what? This person doesn't have any type of conviction towards, oh, I want to do this or, oh, I want to do that. While you're over here actually making things happen. The Empress, this is what I'm saying. You're showing up as, and again, remember, you guys, we have both feminine and masculine energies within us. So I would take the gender out of tarot, but the Empress represents a very creative person. She could be somebody that's pregnant. Again, if this is like a sister to you or whoever this Queen of Wands is, if you get pregnant, do not tell them. Keep it a secret for as long as possible. If you feel like your mother would tell your sister, don't tell your mother. I'm serious, because, you know, if you are planning on having a child or you already have a child, do everything in your power to protect that child. I think that that should be everybody's number one priority when it comes to children, is to protect the youth. It's extremely important. I also get that this Queen of Wands was trying to use some type of spider magic, and it's really pissed off everything in the ethers. Yeah, see, you're here being of assistance to other people, and that's what your purpose is to lead others. And it may not be like to lead them in the way of being like a politician, but it could just be you being a good example and other people following suit. You loving yourself teaches other people to love themselves. Also, I feel like you would be a perfect parent. If you're a man, you would be doing just fine to be playing the mother and the father role. And you guys know, when you become a parent, you're not just a parent. You become a nurse, a cook, you become a babysitter, and all these other things that they don't tell you about when you become a parent, that you're going to master all this other stuff. So I feel like people that I feel point blank period that people that have children are completely blessed. Six of Cups, children, blessed. These little precious beings that are so innocent, they're blessings. Yeah, you could have children. You could be getting ready to have children. You could be creating a program that helps children. You could end up doing some type of humanitarian work that helps children that were moved around, if you know what I mean. Or you could do like child therapy, or you could help people that their children are gifted. Either way, I see that you would be a great parent. This Queen of Wands does not give a fuck about anybody but themselves. Justice. Yeah, you're being told to stand your ground and not give your power up, not give your destiny away, and don't let anybody trample you down. Because also, think about it this way, the gifts that you have naturally, this overflowing cup of love that comes from God, is also extended to your bloodline, to your children. And so if this is a person that's connected to your bloodline, they're like, why don't I have it? Why don't I have it? They really need to do some introspection. Why would, like, if I was this person, I would not be confused as to why God didn't give me a blessing. Like, this person's blessed in their own way. They're completely looking past the fact that they're actually attractive. They're just a karmic ass bitch. I'm serious. They're completely looking past that fact, and which being beauty is a gift. You can't even buy beauty. You can buy plastic surgery, but it's not going to make you beautiful. I mean, we can see with whatever the fuck is going on with Hollywood faces, it's either a demon or it's the same plastic surgeon. I don't know. But yeah, you just got somebody that wants you to go hide in the corner, like, so that they can pretend to be you. That is crazy, by the way. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you're going to remain somebody, you could be into politics here, but you're going to remain somebody that helps the less fortunate. You're also here to help other people become stable. That is your justice, to not only be an empress, to be an inspiration to others, but to also be someone who is dependable and stable. And you help other people when they're in need. This Queen of Wands, if she was given the same resources that you have, the same connection, do you think that she would help anybody? No, she would not. She would not help anybody. She would only help herself. And that's why she can't be trusted. And I hope to God that this is not a family member or friend to you. Ugh, that's disgusting. No way. King of Pentacles. This Queen of Wands sold out. They did. They're sitting around waiting for your blessings to come to them. Like a freaking weirdo. They sold out with this King of Pentacles. They're just pissed off that you don't have to sell yourself, like, to make it. You don't have to sell out. You don't have to go get loans. You don't have to do all of this extreme things. Like, you just don't. You would never think like that, though. This person is like bottom of the barrel mentality. They're still trying to claw their way out. Yeah, I also get, you guys, that the reason that you have these natural abilities and this blessing is because you will do the right thing with it. This other person, had they been able to be trusted, God would have given them something, but God's never going to give this person what you have because it's not meant for them. King of Wands. This Queen of Wands just wants to impress this King of Wands, which you do not care about these people. You're not, the Empress is somebody that attracts, okay? Divine feminines, real divine beings, do not go around chasing men or chasing others around. They don't go around putting people up under love spells. There's no need for that. Why would anybody want love that's fabricated anyways? I mean, that's just like beyond desperation. This Queen of Wands thinks that her vagina is the best thing in the world and that's what people love about her. Whatever. Delusional. You would never sell yourself, and you would never go doing love spells on a man or trying to entrap or enslave somebody. Like, that's crazy. That always backfires. You respect free will. This person, they have no respect for free will. And they would sacrifice any person, throw them under the bus or throw them to the wolves just to get a record deal or whatever this is, just to get an offer from the King of Pentacles and so that they can look good to a King of Wands. You're over here in your 10 of Cups, happily ever after, you getting to purchase a home era. I don't know why this person wants you out on the street so bad, but it's not going to happen. You deserve to have a place to live. And if you figure out who this person is, do not let them know where you're going. Don't let them know where you're living. Don't post it. Keep your life private, because what this witch doesn't know about, they can't go try to sacrifice. Not that it would work anyways, but still, you know, this person doesn't need to know anything about you. And if this is somebody's sister, I would be like, Mom, I would love to tell you shit, but I can't trust you not to tell whatever sister's name is. I can't trust you not to tell this other person about it. And so I just can't tell you about it. Like, point blank, period. Because if some of you are pregnant, your mother may be like, why didn't you tell me sooner? It's like, because you were going to go tell this sister, friend, coworker, whoever the hell they are, about my pregnancy, and then they would go wish evil on it and try to detach my baby from my womb. And I just don't need that type of problem. You know, you have to do what your mother would not do for you, and you have to protect your children. And not to diss your parents. I'm not trying to talk bad on them, but I'm just saying, like, literally, if you have one of those families where the gossip gets around, you cannot trust this Queen of Wands. 3 of Wands. Yeah, because look, what you're working on, your new ideas, what your goals are nobody else's business. It just belongs to you. Where you're planning on going, the commitments that you make, you know, you're not doing anything that's offending the divine realm. So I feel like you should be just fine to live your life. You just have to know when to reveal things and when not. And even if your parent or whoever this other third-party person is feels betrayed by you not telling them about your forward movement, all you have to say is, could I have trusted you not to tell so-and-so about it? Oh, yeah, you would have told so-and-so about it. This is why I can't trust you. And they'll be like, oh, they're your sister. Oh, they're your coworker. Oh, they're your friend. You figure out a way to work it out with them. You can't work it out with this type of person. That would mean you putting your head on the chopping block. I would be like, oh, okay, Mom, so you want me to go fucking just put my head on the chopping block and allow this person to swing away at it? Like, and I would say that if this was happening at a job and there's a manager that's like, figure it out, find a way to make it work, I would be like, listen, you clearly do not understand the situation or the problem. I'd be like, let me make it very easy for you. You go do whatever thinking you need to do, congregate with whoever you need to congregate with, either change our working schedules or fire me or fire her. Make a decision. You know what I mean? Literally, I would say make a decision, because you putting me in the same ring with this person is not going to be a good outcome. And yeah, human resources, they tell you, like, they'll tell you that human resources is there for you. No, it's not. Do you know what human resources is for? Is to protect the company from its own employees. So if you go to human resources on this person, they're going to do something very drastic and negative. That's why human resources, it'd be better for people to not go to HR and to just go to a lawyer, like, and start that process. Because again, this person is not going to ever stop trying to sacrifice you. 6 of Wands, because they want this fame. They feel like they should be known. They should be heard. They should be seen. They should be rewarded. For what? I'm not for sure, because this person doesn't do anything that's great. If they're a nurse, they're mediocre. This person's a mediocre person. They may be attractive on the outside, but their insides are really ugly. They're a very ugly, nasty person on the inside. Sad. And they want you to be blinded by the fact that they want to steal your shine. But, you know, I don't know why this Queen of Wands doesn't just make a commitment to the King of Wands. Maybe this King of Wands is in love with you or wants you or something. I mean, that could be something. Hopefully this is not like a brother-in-law that is interested in you or this person's boyfriend, because there's got to be something that's causing this Queen of Wands to be so obsessive. But yeah, they have to walk away. And sometimes it's better for you, if you have somebody like this at work that you're dealing with, it's better for you to walk away and do something different than to continue to put yourself in spiritual warfare. Because eventually, if you leave the job, if you cut this family member off, if you tell people the way that you feel, they'll either have to respect that or they'll not respect it. And if they can't respect your desire for peace, then who the fuck are those people to you? They're not significant at all. If they can't even, because again, I would be like, look, Mom, I respect your peace. I don't call you every single time that I have an issue in life and asking you for your advice. I respect your peace. Can you not respect mine in the same? Or if this is a mother-in-law situation, can you respect my peace? I'm respecting your peace. If that can't be reciprocated, then what the fuck are we doing here? You know what I mean? And you can still unconditionally love your family, love them no matter what, but it doesn't mean that you should be allowing abuse to occur. And some people are so abusive that they don't understand that what they're doing is abuse because that's what they've normalized in their life. And sometimes it takes you going to therapy or you getting help or you praying or whatever it is, you establishing a connection with God for you to realize that you do have a higher power that loves you in an unconditional way, no matter what choice you make. Okay? Not to say to go make a bunch of bad choices, but God's going to love you either way. And it just so happens that your Six of Wands destiny and fame fulfills God's plan for you. Knight of Cups. This Queen of Wands sleeps with too many people. Okay? She's cheating on this King of Wands with this Knight of Cups energy. I mean, this person's life just gets messier and messier. I also feel like this Queen of Wands could be telling people that you told on them. No, you didn't. If they feel that way, and again, you could be dealing with a total coward that would never come to your face and tell you any of this stuff. They just want you to sit down and allow the injustice to continue. And no, don't let people take advantage of you. When you pick up on that energy, be like, okay, I choose myself. I choose self-love. Sometimes self-love will be walking away from someone. Sometimes self-love will be not giving your energy away. Sometimes self-love means shielding your children from the influence of whoever this toxic person is. Remember, they made a deal with the King of Pentacles to sacrifice you, and they now owe. And then they're not able to pay with your energy, with your children, with your anything. I also get that this Queen of Wands was like, they went to somebody that practices magic and was like, I don't want them ever having a baby. I don't want them ever having money. I don't want them ever having beauty, this, that. And I feel like this practitioner, they did try to keep you away from all of the things that God has for you, but it's futile. It's basically pointless. That practitioner is going to have to tell her, yeah, you know, I'm not going to be able to complete whatever this is that you want. And I think that people that get spell work done on their own family members are stupid, because that will affect everyone in the family. Like, seriously. I think that that's probably the most retarded shit that people can do. But people do it quite often. And it surprises the hell out of me, the fool, because they're unaware that by cursing their brother, their sister, their aunt, their cousin, that they're cursing themselves as well. You can't hurt another person without hurting yourself. Because what you send out, you will get back. And some people, they get it back right away because they have no grace and mercy over their life. Some people, it takes them a little while to get it sent back to them. But either way, people will have to pay for the things that they've done to others. And it doesn't matter what religion that person's in. It doesn't matter what philosophy they subscribe to. It doesn't matter what holy book told them this or that. when it comes to universal law, what you do to others will be done to you. Whether it's this life or the next, it doesn't even matter, because it's still what goes around comes around, you know? And so that's why it doesn't matter what religious belief you have. It doesn't matter what holy book you study. If you are doing wrong by other people, you're hurting and harming others, or you're being abusive or neglectful or whatever, it will be done to you and who would want to be like an innocent child in another life and then all of a sudden get abused and not even know why it's happening? But it came from this other life. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Some people just don't understand the amount of grace and mercy that they have over their life. And they should be extremely grateful that all the, 1001 fucking spells that they did on you did not backfire on them immediately. And some people are like just so ungrateful for everything that they have. That's why they're not given more. 7 of Cups. Look, you're dealing with somebody stuck in their shadow side, drinking from whatever is in these cups. I don't even want to know. Like, I'm serious. I don't even want to know. They're also experiencing some type of event where they're figuring out that they're not protected and that they've offended everything in the spiritual realm. And anybody connected to this Queen of Wands is going to go exactly where they're going, which eventually will be hell. But that's not your fault. That's this person's fault. They can't seriously they cannot be serious about this shit. Sacrifice your family member, a friend, or whoever to the devil and think that they're not going to go to hell. Like, what the fuck? I think people are super strange with the way that they think and believe. Page of Swords. You do have somebody that's watching you, but that's all they can do. At this point, they're watching you and they're seeing that you are still happy, that you're still loving yourself. You still get to move forward. You still get to have a family. You still get whatever this inheritance is. And that other people are not buying the illusion that they tried to paint about you. And so this person is pissed. They're like, I thought I made a deal for this. Well, when your master is the devil, you get lied to. I mean, I don't know what this person was thinking. The devil is a liar. Did nobody ever tell them that? The devil's going to say, yeah, you can have that person's destiny. Yeah, you can have this. Yeah, you can have that. But is that even true? No, it's not. The devil will do anything to trick somebody out of their position. And this person should be grateful. King of Cups. See, you guys are very wise. There is a King of Cups. This could be a lawyer or something like that, that's advising these people that this is a bad idea. Coming for you is a very bad idea. Doing an injustice against you in the courts or trying to frame you for something, very bad idea. Trying to switch up information to make it look like this Queen of Wands is you so they can receive something from the courts. Very bad idea. It's going to get caught. They're going to get caught up for that. Identity theft. 5 of Wands, because they wanted to compete. Tell me what is there to compete for? Literally, when you can't even this person can't compare to you. How are they going to compete with you? This is probably what this King of Wands could be what the King of Wands is telling her. Could also be what the King of Cups is saying, is like, you can't compete where you don't compare. And there is no fight over your resources. There's enough resources for you and everybody else on this planet to have everything that they need. You're dealing with somebody that's actively trying to betray you and stab you in the back. They could have made a voodoo doll of you. Pathetic. 7 of Swords. This person knows what the correct answer is. They just don't want to do it because it would require surrendering to God and to leaving behind this mentality of competing. You don't even want this King of Wands. You don't want whoever this person is with. Just, their self-centered decisions that are based upon only them do not benefit other people. That is one reason why they're being basically, booed off the stage is what I want to say. But yeah, this person's going to think that because they don't believe in God like that. They're going to think that that God is sitting in a throne in the clouds or some shit. I don't know. Their belief system is completely delusional. Page of Pentacles. You're still going to have this child, whether you have it or not, or you could already have this child. You know, this Queen of Wands is like, why am I not pregnant? Why is my life not moving forward? Why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? Because the things that this person does have that's natural for them, they don't love. They're not appreciative. They don't wake up and be like, wow, God, thank you for another day of life. I didn't die during my sleep last night. Thank you. Like, this person would never, ever think. And they treat everybody like shit. They really do. They treat everyone like shit, and they act like they're better than everybody else in the family, everybody else at this job, whatever this situation is. This person thinks that they're better. They also think that they deserve better than what you deserve, that you should be thrown away. They're up under judgment for this, for past and present. Shit, they're probably being judged for what they're going to do in the future, and they haven't even done it, because God already knows how this is going to play itself out. You're going to continue to be able to have prosperous, abundant opportunities, a new home, living somewhere else. And I would never invite this person to where you live. I would not tell them about where you're living. I would not tell them about where you're going. I would just move on. And then if your family or whoever is connected to this person is like, why didn't you tell me? I would straight up be like, because I can't trust you. I would have told you if I could have trusted you, but since I know for a fact from A, B, and C experiences of me telling you not to tell my sister, or not to tell my cousin, or not to tell my friend, or whatever this situation is, and then you did anyways, now I know that I can't trust you. And so that's why. And it may hurt your family member, your coworker, your boss's feeling, or whatever. But again, they should be more concerned about the truth being that they can't be trusted, and not be offended by the truth. Yeah, for you to protect your next of kin, you can't tell everybody about it. And if you're not pregnant yet, you may have a child in the future. And if you can't get pregnant because you're a man, it still means that you may have a child in the future. Strength. You guys are very, very, very powerful people. And this is what these fools don't see about you. They don't see that you can shut the mouth of this lion. They don't understand that. This strength is going to be passed down to your children. And it's not going to be able to be taken from you, because it comes from God. Anything that God gives, the world can't take. And that's what most people are upset about. They look at the manifestation of what God's blessings are, and then they blame you for not having that. But they were given something else. I can guarantee that this person was blessed in many different ways. They just didn't see it that way. And whatever you decide to put into motion with your projects, God is going to back. So yeah, this is a very good time. Anything is possible. Good time to begin a new project. Personal power and intellect is at a high point. Tap into your creativity. This person is not going to understand that they're being judged because of what they did to you. Not until it's like way past them already done being judged and everything. They'll be like, oh, really? It was because of this? Because this person has, like, if they had a piece of paper and had to write down every single thing that they think they're being judged for, you would not come up. And they're probably not even being judged for the other stuff. Page of Cups. This person feels like their children deserve the best things. And who am I to say that their children don't? But if this person can't provide their own children with the best, if they have to sacrifice the souls of their own children and other people's to get what they want, then they don't need, and they don't deserve to have whatever this is that they need or that they feel that they want. If you have to step on somebody else to get there, that shit's not for you. Because what's for you will be there for you. It'll be easily accessible. You won't have to cut nobody else's head off to get it. You won't have to step on anybody else's back to get there. You don't have to sacrifice other people to gain momentum. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. This person could have more than one child. It's very, very sad to me. They need to just worry about taking care of, maybe they're up under judgment, losing custody of these kids. So I swear somebody is going to like come to one of you and be like, hey, can you tell the courts that I'm a good parent? And you're like, dude, you're not a good parent. Like, what the fuck are you wanting me to lie to the courts and say that you should have children around you when all you do is party and neglect these kids? No. The Lovers. You could be dealing with somebody in your family or somebody that was a coworker or somebody that was a friend that's very competitive when it comes to love. They feel like they should have the twin flame union. This person cheats on everybody that they are with. This is why they don't have a twin flame. They would destroy that person. Yeah, you have love coming into your life. You also, you know, you have a lot of people that are interested in you, and you just have to understand that it's being seen by these other people as competition. You don't want anybody that this other person has been with. 8 of Wands, because they're the Black Widow type. Yeah, this person, and a Nancy, that again with the spider energy. This person is at a crossroads. When it comes to their children, I literally feel like if this person has autistic children, they tried to sacrifice their own children. This is sad. If they have any type of disability, this person tried to sacrifice their own kid while they were a baby. Wow. The things that people will do for fame, clout, and money is insane to me. They also may think, oh, my religion makes me better. My culture makes me better. My skin color makes me better, whatever. But again, in the bigger picture of things, it does not. It's what people's individual choices are that put them in either a better or a worse position. Does that mean that, you know, everybody has had a lifetime where they've been a very good person and a very not good person? That's called duality. It's just the truth of everything. But you are doing the right thing in this lifetime, and this is why you're not going to have any tragedy come to your door. And if anything looks like a tragedy, it's something that had to happen so you could get into alignment to receive the real blessing that God has for you. You're over here in the 8 of Pentacles working on something major. You're being blessed so greatly. Like, I just want to say you're being so blessed right now with a love union and with work that serves the divine. This person would never think about how they could help others. This Queen of Wands. Yeah, 10 of Swords, because they're too busy acting like a victim and a martyr. Acting like, oh, I gave up my life to have these kids that they don't even love. Like, how could this person even say that they're a parent when they don't even love their own children? They use these kids like a pawn. Anybody that's going to sacrifice their child to El Diablo does not love their child, okay? And they could be like how the Canaanites were, thinking about, oh, you know what? Oh, there was this one person, and I forget who they were in history, but the other, like, there was a battle, the other side of the people captured this one lady's kids. I forget which queen this was, but captured her kids, and they were like, we're going to execute these children. And this lady got up on the wall, right, and lifted up her skirt and said, go ahead. I clearly have what is needed to create more. That's the mentality that this other person has. Just funny to me. Like, but again, her strategy was genius because the people just gave her children back. Like, they were like, oh, okay, she's obviously not going to give up her position of power. And we don't want these kids because we can't use them against her in any type of way. And she probably knew that it was a risk doing that, but it worked out for her. So yeah, this Queen of Wands is thinking that everything is going to work out fine because she made the proper sacrifices, went to the crossroads, etc., etc. And when it doesn't work out, they're going to be like, what, why, what has happened? It's called God. God intervene. Ace of Pentacles. This person is waiting for an Ace of Pentacles to come to them. God's not going to bless people that sacrifice their own. Isn't it Baal or Moloch that blesses people for like 7 years or whatever? And even that type of crap is being cut off. People that were in the confirmation, people that were in the music industry and other stuff like that, or whatever industry, I should say, that were sacrificing other people. They're not getting away with it. Yeah, Moloch, exactly. All of that is like null and over. Now these people have to answer to a higher power. Seven of Pentacles, like I said, there's this person's sitting around waiting for things to go in their favor, waiting for the tides to change and all that. And it's just not. It's not going to go in their favor. What they invested in was their own destruction. It's funny to me how people will do they want the rewards that come from hard work, but they'll do everything in their power to avoid working hard. It's like, holy crap, just do what society has asked you to do and you'll be fine. But this person's like, nah, it's just easier to sacrifice to the devil to get what I want. Okay, people that sacrifice to the devil usually end up getting killed in whatever type of way. Three of Cups. You're over here celebrating with a harvest, being popular, and people are devoted to you. Ace of freaking Pentacles to the Three of Cups. Harvest. Yeah. This person is seeing that you are basically being rewarded for your hard work. You're coming into fame and public recognition, and there's nothing that this person can do about that. They already went to the devil. If the devil couldn't change it, I'm sorry, but if the devil couldn't put you in the energy of Job, which you already was in the energy of Job, you got out of that yourself. Well, probably with God's help, but seriously, this person is sitting around waiting for you to lose everything that you have, and they're about to lose everything that they have. When you work for God, God will always make sure that you're okay, no matter what. Yeah, sad part is that she taught the kids black magic. Exactly. Disgusting. The Emperor. And you're over, and forget that this person looks old, but you're over here actually being a leader. You're teaching other people how to repair their relationships. You could be working on art that's inspirational. You could be wanting to be an actress. Whatever this dream is that you have, I would go for it. I would not let anything hold you back. This major injustice, and again, this Queen of Wands is going to say, oh, I have more children than them. Oh, I have this, and that. Look, lady, sir, it, they, them, whatever this person wants to call themselves. Okay. Everybody has responsibilities. Everybody that's alive has certain responsibilities. Who the fuck is this person to say that their responsibilities outweigh your ability to provide for yourself? I mean, this planet does not suffer from a lack of resources. It suffers from a lack of love. Okay. You know, all of the billions of dollars that should have gone to the homeless in California that were given to, you know, whatever asshole in the government that took all that money and bought vacation homes and shit. This is the type of crap that I'm talking about. The evil that we're prospering, those people are about to have a great fall. And if they fall into a prison cell, oh fucking well. They shouldn't have done the dumb shit. Two of Wands. Yeah, you're working on creating a perfect world, a better world where everybody gets to thrive and strive forward and be able to have the things that they need. Everybody, if everybody needs a home to live in, then everybody should be allotted a home. If everybody needs finances to buy groceries, everybody should have finances to buy groceries, you know? Who are these people to say that you are not worthy of what God is giving you? It's coming from God. If they want to say you're not worthy of it, they need to go argue with the devil or try to go argue with God. And I can guarantee both of those things are not going to work out for them. Trying to protest your ability to move forward is not going to make this person blessed. This person trying to curse you is not going to bless them. And that's what I am so, it just is mind-boggling to me for people to think that they can take negative action after negative action, not in alignment with their higher self, and get something good out of that. Like, who told them that that was going to work? Probably the devil. I'm serious. And did nobody tell these people that the devil is a liar? I guess not, because they believed it. The moon. I'm sorry, sir, ma'am, it, they, them. The moon is not powerful enough to do whatever the fuck this destiny swipe shit is. And this person's like, oh, but I'm just like them. No, this person is nothing like you, because you would never do this to your children. The things that this person has done, you would never stoop to that level. Like that's how they're nothing like you. You don't mind working hard for what you have. This person, that's the worst thing that they think could ever happen to them. No, this is bad luck for them. And if they joined a different religion than you and is trying to say that their religion makes them better, no, it does not. Treating other people like garbage is not going to get anybody blessed. It's just going to be hurting other people, without, and people think that they can just hurt others without consequence. That's crazy to me. There's always a consequence. 4 of Pentacles. These blessings that God gave you, these roots that you have, this love that you have, this crown that you have, this goes to your children. This is not being passed to whoever this other person is. And furthermore, they're sitting around waiting to get their hands on something that's not even physical. It's never going to happen. But telling them that would throw them into such a rage that they can't have your money anymore. They can't have your blessing. They can't have, like, I'm serious. Like, this person, the moment that they get told, they are going to lose their shit. Moment that they're told, nope, sorry, all of the stuff you did was in vain, they're going to be like, what? You're over here in the 7 of Wands, protecting yourself, defending yourself, not allowing, I would be protecting your children and protecting your abilities and doing everything in your power to teach your children. I would say, listen, sweetie, if somebody doesn't like me, then they don't like you. And sometimes you just need to tell your children that, look, if they don't like me and you come from me, then they don't like you. And I don't care if this is grandma, auntie, so-and-so, or whatever. If they're talking bad about me to you, that means that that person does not like you. Okay. And sometimes, because children are so innocent, you guys, really, like, we should be so easy on them because they are so innocent. They don't understand this type of adult stuff because, again, children. And so it's okay. Like, it's okay. Obviously, it's okay. We know it's okay for children to make mistakes. That's what learning is for. I feel like, well, I had a stepdaughter, which I still love her to this day, but we don't talk. But I raised a stepdaughter for like 9 years. And I never, ever felt like, even when she would throw fits and stuff, I would just be like, go to your room and cry, or go stand in the corner and cry until you calm down, And I didn't make it like her having a reaction or being upset about something or feeling like something was unfair. I never made her feel like that was wrong. I just was like, here's your space to go through that. When you're ready to talk, let's talk. I don't believe in hit. I don't think that if you want your children not to hit others, I don't think you can hit your children and expect and then tell them not to hit others. That's like going against what you're teaching. And again, I never ever put my hands on her ever. And so, but again, we had a very special relationship where we were like best friends, and she could talk to me about anything. The star. See, this is what this is about. You have the energy of the star. A lot of people want this energy. There was a reason that I read from Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells from the star, and I read that prayer to call the star back. This death energy is not your energy. And the death doesn't always mean an actual physical death. Like, it could, but it doesn't mean that it is for sure. Yeah, as long as you defend your star energy, call your star power back to you, nobody can take that from you. And anybody that wants to walk in your limelight or wants to walk in your shoes, they're going to have a very hard time. The original Brother Grimm story of Cinderella, when the prince brings the glass slipper to Cinderella's house, Cinderella comes out, and so do the two wicked stepsisters. They chop their toes off to try to fit their foot in the glass slipper. Like, yo, that to me is such a metaphor. A very powerful metaphor. If you have to cut your fucking toes off to walk in somebody else's shoes, and that person's journey is not for you. You know what I mean? And you're dealing with somebody that's like a troll that wants to marry a prince. And they're dissatisfied because you get the prince. Oh, well. Maybe they should go back to the devil and ask for a renegotiation of their terms. Yeah, no, it's not possible to steal somebody's destiny either. It's just not. People think that God is completely stupid, and God is not dumb. This Knight of Wands energy, it just keeps coming out with more and more people that this Queen of Wands sleeps with. I feel like you guys are in a position to win, and this person, they're just not going to understand what's even happening until it's too late. It already is too late. And, you know, if they want to make amends with you, they've got to come clean. But this person will never be honest because there's so much shame attached to the things that they've done. Yeah, Four of Wands. They just want to be included in this project that you're working on, in this business you're creating, this goal that you're making. They want to be included. They want to be included so they get a royalty or a percentage. Like, no, absolutely not. This person was not with you while you were writing this book. They were not with you when you were making this art. They were not with you when you were building this business. Why should they get a percentage of what you make? And some families, they do feel like they're entitled to everything that's their child's. Again, I think if you have good parents, your parents are not going to be like that. They're going to allow you to live your life. See, this person, they're mistaking them being wounded and it being your fault. This is not your fault. This person's wounded because of all of their stupid choices, basically. Yeah, they're tired. They're extremely tired. And they want what's yours so bad. I could just feel it within them. Like every time this person thinks about you, they get a sign from the universe to stop. Like something falling around them. And it sounds drastic, but it could even be like thinking about you in a negative way, and then there's thunder that starts. Like this person gets a sign from nature and from the universe and from the divine. Every single time they think about you in a negative way, they get a warning to stop, and they don't stop. And they think it's acceptable to just live in this jealous, envious, hateful, thief energy. You know what I mean? And like, this is why I feel like it's dangerous to forgive this person and let them back in. Because this person, the moment that they see you with something that they don't have or that they can't have, they will go straight to try, just like what Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat, just like what Joseph's brothers did, sold his ass into slavery. This person would try to do something similar to that. Make it so that for the rest of your life, you didn't have anything or anyone. And this is why if you have a parent that sides, or if you have even a manager at work or something that sides with this other person, okay, they made their choice. Don't hold it against them because they chose the wrong person. And I would say that investing in this person is the wrong choice, but allow them to figure it out on their own. You don't have to tell these people like, okay, well, that's the choice that you made, but I personally cannot support somebody that supports someone who is coming from my jugular consistently. And so I'm going to have to withdraw. And that may hurt a family member's, you know, mentality. Just work it out with your sister. Just, you know what? I know damn well that there are some relationships that cannot be repaired because one or two parties are unwilling to accept responsibility for the part that they played in things, and they're unwilling to change. And that is okay. Like, it's okay. you know, and don't let people guilt trip you into thinking that you have to accept bum behavior or you have to give up your life to try to make peace. Oh, but it's your sister. I'm sorry, but I don't care if who this person was to me. If like, I'm serious. I would rather be alone the rest of my fucking life, like on my own without this person. Point blank, period. To me, it doesn't matter if they would be family, a coworker, a friend, or whatever. I'm not going to live my life, you know, in poverty and homelessness because of somebody else's jealousy and envy and wanting to sacrifice me and put me in the energy of Job. You know, I truly believe that what happened to Job in the Bible, if that actually happened and it's not just a metaphor, but I really, and if you don't know about the story of Job, let's see what Google has to say. Tell me the story of Job.
The story of Job from the Bible follows a wealthy man who endures great loss, including his family, possessions, and health, as part of a test. Satan suggests Job only serves God for blessings, but Job remains steadfast, refusing to blame God, and is later rewarded with his fortune restored.
Exactly. This person's trying to use the devil to take away your blessings. So that's the verbatim, literally the same thing that Job went through. Yeah, these people, all of them, are about to be pulled in for questioning. Spiritually or physically. They're going to have to go to court for something. Ooh, and they're talking about it. Why is it me? Why is it me? Why isn't it not them? It's because you're not guilty of anything. The fuck? Why are they confused? That's what I want to know. And it's astounding. If this is a family member, I am wondering if this person has a different dad or something or something. Something's go off with that. Because, like, how could you be so intelligent and them be so not intelligent? Like, I'm wondering where they inherited this retardedism, whatever, wherever they inherited that shit from. Maybe this is like, you know, brother from another mother type thing or sister from another mister, that type of energy. Okay, let's get a conclusion. King of Swords. Oh my God. This is like them being put up under judgment and actually judged by an authority figure. They're not going to want that to happen. Oh, well, when this person doesn't have a home to live in, do not allow them to come stay with you. You need to protect your peace. Don't let people in your home if you know that they don't like you. The world, because you're about to get offered a new position, a new job, a new spot in the world. This could be you moving across the world. Sometimes you just have to say goodbye to your old life to embrace the new one. And if the old version of you was overly compassionate and nurturing to the point where you put yourself in a position to let others walk on you, then that's what needed to die for you to move forward. Five of Swords, because these people, they're always going to put themselves first to the point where they destroy others. I mean, this is not like, oh, I put myself first so that I can be there for others. This is, I put myself first so I can step on others. And this is what this judge is going to see. This could be about an inheritance being given to you. And this person's like, but I don't have a home. If they were living in the house that's supposed to be yours and they stole your inheritance, I would be like, dude, you've got whatever the legal amount of time is to get them out of the house. I would say you have that amount of time to get the fuck out, you know? You have children around you always. Exactly. I would be like, you're over here concerned about having a place to live when I have children and that need a place to live and I was actually given this home. Nah, you got to go. I'm not letting you stay in it. This person will be like, please just settle outside of court. No, I would allow the legal system to run its course. You know what I mean? Nine of Cups, because that's going to get you your wish fulfillment. And you didn't start this battle, but you are going to finish it. I guarantee that this person that did all this dumb shit, after this play runs its course, they're never ever going to do this to anybody else. They won't. They're going to learn that that it is so 100% unnecessary to be committing illegal crimes and stealing from others. It really is. If everybody would just go to their higher self, God, and ask for what they need, they would have what they need. But they feel that God doesn't have anything for them. That's not even true. Like I said, this person is attractive. They should be thankful that they're even attractive. You know what I mean? I mean, they're ugly on the inside, but their outsides is not destroyed. You know, your wheel of fortune is here. This is your time to win. It's your time to spin this wheel of fortune and to obtain your wish fulfillment. Oh, this is going to piss this person off so fucking bad. And you know what? You wouldn't have been given this wheel of fortune, this wheel of fortune and 9 of Cups wish fulfillment had you let this person into your life. Because think of it this way, God's not going to give you something that if God knows that you have someone around you that's going to steal, kill, and destroy, which is what the devil does, and rape, which I should add in there also. If you have someone around you that's going to do shit like that to you, God's not going to give you the blessing if God knows that this person's going to come in and take it. And you had to cut yourself off from these people so that you could be blessed. Just remember that when the blessing comes. 9 of Pentacles. I think that you being a 9 of Pentacles, able to stand on your own 2 feet and not needing others is a blessing in itself. But yeah, you have a lot more blessings on the way. And it is going to piss this person off. I would just continue to pray, keep those boundaries up, and do not tell anybody about what your next move is. And in fact, I would feed whoever you know keeps giving your information away to this person or these people. I would feed false information. So when they go try to do their sacrifices and witchcraft rituals, that they're doing it on something that doesn't even exist. And that's probably the only appropriate time to lie, is when you're dealing with somebody that's going to take the truth and use it against you. 9 of Pentacles, because they were working very hard at trying to keep, like, this person could have been doing something in the courts illegally to make you look like you're insane, or to make you look like you can't be trusted with resources, or to make it look like you're unworthy of having a home or some shit. And I can guarantee this. I can guarantee that a judge, if the judge looks and sees that you have a hard time paying your bills, that judge is not going to go, oh, they have a hard time paying their bills, they're unworthy of this inheritance that was left to them. The law is the fucking law. If something has your name on it, it has your name on it. Point blank, period. And then to furthermore, if you can't pay your bills, that's more evidence showing the judge that you need this money much more than this other person that has no problem paying their bills needs it. You know what I'm saying? If your relative left something to you, like, and this is what judges need to understand in general before they go fucking people over. Respect the dead. Respect the wishes of the dead. Don't shit on the dead, because it, you know, at any given moment, that dead person could come back and whoop some ass. And people don't believe in that, but it's 100% true, you know? And if the blessing that was supposed to be left to you is left to somebody that dead person didn't want it to go through, or to go to, or go through, literally, that dead person has every right to fight for, you know, even though I would hope that they would move on, they still have every reason, if they want to come back and haunt these fucking people. Queen of Swords. See, you avoid all of this by cutting people off, cutting cords, cutting ties, allowing the things that need to die, okay? Like your connections to these people, and you moving forward and calling in that protection, protecting your children, because you never know what these people have cooked up, what their intention is. It's already illegal. These people are going to have to fight in court. And they're going to be wanting to flee, and they're going to think that this is all that you are, that all you are is this sympathetic, empathetic person that's so nice and caring. I would be like, bitch, was Rihanna's song, bitch, better get my money, pay me what you owe me, don't act like you forgot, I call the shots. Straight up. I would say, bitch, better go get my money right now. And you may be a very compassionate, sweet person, but you know what I'm saying? Like that, when you get pushed to See, the Queen of Swords, why I respect the Queen of Swords so much is this is somebody that's been very, very hurt before. You could have had your heart broken many times by these people. And they just think that they can continue on with this shit. No, 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 sir, no, ma'am. The Chariot. The police are going to be after these people, taking them to court. I mean, people need to understand when they commit crimes against others, the only way that the court makes money, it's not through taxing people, it's through giving tickets, which would be like the police driving around or whatever. It's giving tickets, and then it's catching criminals and making criminals pay amounts to the court. That's how they make their money. And so again, this person is thinking like, oh, if the collective forgives me, I won't be charged for identity theft. The fuck, dude? If this person was signing your name on house papers and stuff like that, and they're not you, and if they're acting like they're your what, power of attorney? No, they're not. Nobody ever pointed this person a power of attorney. I don't care how they know you or how they don't know you. You are protected by Archangel Michael. Okay, and that's what you need to know. All right, is there anything else before we close the reading? Yeah, you guys should just be very proud of yourselves. You're doing very well. God is so proud of you. This is why you're getting the blessing. These people, I should say these people and the devil are all in the tower. And they're going to come up with excuse after excuse. And again, if this person is told to write an apology letter to you, I would be like, I'm sorry, Judge so-and-so, but I don't give a fuck about no apology. Go get me my money. That's what I would literally say. I don't need an apology. Like, again, this type of shit, trying to sacrifice me and my children to the devil, I don't think I could forgive anybody. Don't even try to apologize, because I will forgive myself for this, but I ain't forgiving anybody else that's trying to hurt my child. Fuck no, absolutely not. Three of Pentacles. So you have a whole community here that backs you and supports you. You have a whole community that you need to lead to the light. What are these people going to do about that? Argue with God and say, no, I deserve it. I deserve it. This person, if they wanted to show God that they deserved something that you have, they should have done good actions. But people should not be doing good things just to show off to God. That's ridiculous. They should be doing good things because it makes them feel good and they want to help others. Let's get one more. Yeah, you may get a letter in the mail. You could get, a message letting you know that your money's on its way, that you do have to go to court. If you do have to go to court, let's say this is a disability case, they're going to have to pay you your money. Okay, because I get that whatever this is, you're going to win in court. So yeah. And again, if somebody is told to write an apology letter, I wouldn't even open it. Because that person will put some witchcraft on that shit, and they will want you to pardon them. Like, they're acting like you're the Queen of England or some shit, or the King of England, that you can just pardon people, or the president or whatever. You can't. This is what this dumbass person that thinks that they have access to you does not understand, is that it does not matter if you forgive them or not. They committed illegal crimes that were documented, and the evidence leads back to them. So whether you forgive them or not is a side note. Like, they still owe the courts because they did the crime. They will do the time. And they don't understand that because they've never been held accountable for anything in their entire life until now. And you just need to stand up for yourself and say, look, Judge, I'm going to put it straight up. I would be like, listen, Judge, so-and-so, Your Honor, I'm going to just relay the timeline of events. Let's say that your sister, brother, friend, cousin, aunt, uncle, co-worker, ex-friend, whatever. Let's say that they tried to sacrifice you and your children to the devil. Would you be accepting an apology letter about that? Like, I would literally just put it in the judge's face and be like, let's say that somebody committed crimes against you and identity frauded and perjury, signed your name off on stuff. Would you just be accepting of that? Or would you want justice? And that's all you need to say. If anything, you'll probably have a lawyer that represents you. But this person, they're going to want your forgiveness. They're going to equate your forgiveness to them not having to pay for these illegal crimes they committed and all the other people they destroyed by trying to save themselves. No. I would just be like, to this judge person, I would be like, you know what? Persecute them to the full extent of the law. Because if it were me in their shoes, you would have persecuted. I'd already been buried underneath the fucking jail. And I guarantee that if you would have made the same choices as this person, you would have gotten immediate karma. This person because of their stupid ignorance, literally, they had a level of grace and mercy over their life that they did not appreciate. And they backstabbed you so many times. And now they're going to be acting like they were victimized. I'm sorry, no. They opened their legs and created children themselves. You were not a part of that. You were not a part of that at all. And if they're going to throw their children under the bus and sacrifice that to the devil and say that that's the reason that they did all of this, there is no judge on the face of the earth that's going to say, oh, okay, because you had responsibilities, you tried to destroy somebody else's life. You tried to take their inheritance. It's just not going to happen. So you've already won whatever this is. This person sacrificed themselves the moment they decided to sacrifice you. They will be crying. They will have lots of time in jail to think it over. I'm serious. All right, you guys. Thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. Remember, like the video. If you guys can like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Tap that notification bell. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I also have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. And remember, you guys, if you're interested in these books, the links to them are in the description box below. The Truth of God is where you see me use all of the techniques. You can go back to the beginning of this reading, and at the beginning, I go into depth about this book. But yeah, the God technique, all the techniques in this book are life-changing. And then the book, if you want to learn to read cards for yourself and others, Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, the link to this book is also in the description box below. And the link to the original Rider-Waite deck with the descriptions on the cards is also in the description box below. And if you want to know more about these books, you can go to the beginning of this reading and watch where I read from them. But yeah, they're life-changing. These books will change your life. So I suggest when you have a little bit, because it's not a whole lot of money, when you have a little bit of time and money to invest in yourself, invest in getting these books. They're going to change your life. And again, I love you guys so much. Thank you for spending your time with me. God bless you. Just know that this situation is going to work itself out, okay? All right, you guys. Peace be with you. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you for spending your time with me and God. We love you so much. And thank you guys for your donations and all of your support. I love you guys so much. Peace be with you. Bye.